I mean, I'm not. I mean, I want to do that. I just have some other stuff I'm going to do on the side. So,
well, I mean, you don't have to disclose that, of course.
Right?
Like,
Yes.
they are not telepaths.
All right. Fortunately, I have a telepath with me, so
Yeah.
Assuming the commander gives me the all clear to go to her computer core, I'm going to start messing around with that.
Cool. And she will.
I'd like to ask Commander Lewis, how many of your or our guests are on board of the Nightingale at the moment?
She says, actually, let's make this fun, shall we? She says, about a dozen.
Oh, that's curious. So our guests are coming in greater numbers than I thought. They must be afraid of something. You didn't do anything to scare them, did you?
Well, she motions at the view screen, and actually, I'll move us over here just to get a sense of what you're facing down. Oh, whoops! I guess I didn't do that. Pardon me. I'm going to make a new page right quick. Hold on. She points at the view screen, and you can see that there are this giant visage of the Romulan warship staring you down. And it's incredibly imposing. So even with that, she says, like, I mean, when all this went down, we were able to like get a good shot on them, and they haven't been like they've been stuck here with us.
How so? What system did you damage?
She says, I don't know off the top of my head, but we can look at the relays and see sort of what we were able to strike.
All right, let's see what the engineering crew will come up with after the power is back on and so on. How did the three Romulans on the bridge react to? I was deliberately, of course, provoking them. So how did they react to that?
Oh, excellent question. Give me insight command.
Very good.
Say the difficulty on this is difficulty's 2.
All right. Would my diplomacy focus apply?
You know what not to say, and that could have been what you said.
Yeah, I will say yes, because you are trying to needle them. So you know, yeah, exactly. You knew what not to say, and you said it anyway.
Yeah. I'm actually hoping to distract them a little bit. If they are angry at me, they won't look that closely at the technicians doing their job. So let's see how that works out. So let's roll it. Yeah, no chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't get a read on them. You don't see any sort of, you don't see any reaction from them. But they are staring you down with their very big guns. But yeah, she walks over and she pulls up some information off of the tactical tactical system. And by the way, you can see weapons, shields offline, nothing's working. You see that the that the Nightingale discharged discharged phaser fire shortly after being fired upon. You can register that the weapons registered a direct hit to their shields and to the engineering department.
The shields of the Nightingale.
No, this is the Nightingale's return salvo. So the return salvo took the Aerodex's shields out and dealt a direct hit to their engineering department.
This thing did? I find that a little hard to believe.
We're not there.
I'm just commenting out of game, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we all at this point have realized that something hinky is going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but that's interesting information. Now, how to relay that to everyone else here without the Romulans?
That is your problem.
Okay.
Now, if you want, like, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's an interesting bit of information. Commander Lewis is surprised that they were able to land such a hit on a ship like that. But if you want to learn more, that's going to be a reason plus security roll.
Oh God, security is no problem, but reason. Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
that.
set the difficulty back to 1.
If I'm still on the bridge, can I assist with that?
It depends. Do you want to put yourself out there like that? Because remember, any information you are sharing is in full view and full earshot of the Romulans.
Well, if I could,
come on.
I was just going to say, if I'm here to help repair bridge systems, then this could be part of my working on the bridge systems, maybe.
If you want, like, pardon me, sorry. If you want to make an assist, I will allow it. I may send information to you privately, and then it's up to you to figure out, because this is just overhearing. And then you would have to figure out if that information is worth relaying and how you will do it.
Okay, yeah, because one of the larger things I was going to ask about is if I can work on bridge systems, would I be able to try to establish covert communications with the engineering section? I know that's kind of moving beyond what we were just talking about, but that was kind of like my broader goal.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to try to set up a deep text thread, that is a thing you could try to work on. That would give you a sort of private communication advantage, but that would be a special role, and you'd be doing it under the nose of the Romulans. So the complication range would be quite high, and if you screw up, then they're going to be on to you.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk yet.
Plus, I mean, I need your help too.
Okay, so should I be going down to engineering instead then?
That would be probably the better thing. Let me paint a target on my chest for the Romulans.
I'm wherever the computer core is. I was hoping for the Master Chief to help me with the computer core so he could lie when I start doing weird stuff.
Why does everyone think I'm a good liar?
You have more command than me. I have 1. Also, you're telepathic, so you know when I'm going to start doing the shit.
Okay, that's fair.
Cool. So,
Okay.
so Commander Strom, make me that insight plus security roll.
And
Okay,
Chris, did you say you were increasing the difficulty range?
Not on this,
Okay.
because this is just internally to see what, to see what he can pick up from the information that's out there.
Okay.
What difficulty do we have?
I set the difficulty to 1.
Okay. I take the momentum we have and give you 2 additional threat for a total of 4 dice.
I thank you
Because
much.
my reason is actually not not the best. So let's see. But I should have a focus that applies because I have ship engagement tactics, and I might actually see what happened there.
Yeah, totally.
So let's roll it.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, that's surprising.
You max out the goddamn momentum track with that 1 roll. Okay. So yeah, so you can see this Romulan warship's license plate. You can see the VIN number, everything. Cool. So yeah.
Okay, so do we have some momentum spends about things that are quite off and that I could actually put a finger to?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'd like to spend some momentum for more information. I analyzed this thing, so under normal circumstances, this science vessel should never be able to actually get such a direct hit to engineering. So, what actually happened? That would be my question. Why was it possible? Did they had reduced shields? Did they present themselves? What happened?
Great. So here's what you find out base, and then you can start asking questions based on that.
Okay.
You can see that the replay is the ship drifts into the neutral zone. You can see that the the comms officer, or sorry, the helmsman manually registers that they are in the neutral zone. Soon after that, you can like very soon after that, before they can course correct, that's when the Romulan warship decloaks and is on them. And they deal they fire at the engineering section and deal massive damage. The shields get taken out in 1 hit, and yeah, the ship is crippled almost immediately. But before the weapons go down, the ship is able to get off 1 salvo. Now, the salvo appears to do damage and appears to strike at the engineering section, and also you were able to figure out nice that the Romulan warship has not moved at all. It is possible that the ship got in a lucky shot, but you know it's rare. This would be like one of us landing a knockout punch to Tyson. Like, possible? Sure. Difficult? Oh yeah.
Didn't we just do that last mission?
Well, true. But that was using
our
computer trickery.
Our ship has advanced shielding systems, and I mean, we are not a Nova class. We're not a size 3 80 crew. Warp 8 is our max speed ship.
So that's what you learn base. If you want to ask any additional questions, then you are open to.
Oh yeah. So you said they didn't move. So do I see any problems they have with their maneuver capability? Are they actually maybe as dead in the water as a science vessel?
So you see that one of the damage readouts, or not a damage readout, but a manually entered bit of calculated damage was damage to the Aerodex's warp system. You can tell that was reported from the Romulans. So they said that their warp system got knocked out.
All right.
So that's one down. Whoop, nope. That's the wrong one. I'll give myself another threat. Yeah. And now anybody can like jump in and sort of pitch questions that they want to be asked.
I would just like one or two momentum to be left for repairing the when we're done repairing the computer core.
Oh, I have an idea. We do have lots of momentum, and while I was analyzing that, I might actually want to spend 2 of those for the Romulans to have all their eyes on me to counter that their complication that they have their eyes on us.
Okay. Totally workable. So basically, you are making such an ordeal of piecing together what happened that the Romulan soldiers that are on the bridge with you are focused on you. So anybody else who is on the bridge, that complication is counteracted, so they can act normally without having to worry about the Romulans seeing them. Great. So, is there anything else that you want to anything else that you would want to know about this?
Not at the moment. Not at the bridge. Let the actual crew do some actual work.
Yeah. So, as you are going through this and sort of noting down what happened, Commander Lewis is giving you the rest of the rest of the readout. After the opening salvos were sent, they thought they were dead. Like they thought like half of their crew was killed or injured in just that one hit. So they thought they were space dust. But then that's when they were hailed by the Romulans to ask for their unconditional surrender. And Commander Lewis did surrender on the one condition that she was able to get a distress message out to Starfleet. And her priority is the lives of her crew, because Captain Blake was killed in the attack, and her number one priority now is making sure that the rest of her crew are safe. However that can happen. Cool. So, with the bridge work done, who wants to go next? Who wants to have the next scene?
I'll go.
Got it. Okay, so
working on the computer core.
Tahana, you head down into the computer core. You have Master Chief Jensar with you. Yep. And did you also take Thos with you?
Did Thos want to come with us? He knows our shtick.
Yeah, I think I'd be useful there. Yeah.
Okay. So, Tahana, Thos, and Jensar, you make your way down to the engineering section. Or down to the computer core. Now, it is there, I'm going to spend 2 more threat, to also put you under Romulan surveillance.
What we assumed.
Yep. There are, the Romulans there are also armed. So that means we'll say another 3 there. So there's one group watching the bridge. There's one group watching the computers. So, Tahana, when you see the computers, you can tell that they're not damaged per se, but you find it difficult to access any of the data inside. So the computers are not mechanically damaged, but you are locked out of them.
I will comment aloud that there seems to be a software issue, and I'll see if I can correct the problem.
Cool. So now that we're going to get into the actual repairing of this ship and the solving of its many problems, we're going to go into extended tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Each role is going to be 30 minutes or 2 15-minute segments.
Okay.
To make life easy, I'm going to take these roles sequentially. So the first role, that's 30 minutes. If we cut to, say, Dr. Phlox treating people, that role is up to an hour. The next role is 90 minutes, etc., etc. So, Tahana, your extended task is going to be a magnitude of 3 with a difficulty of 2, a work track of 12, but a resistance of 0. And this is going to be reason plus engineering with a computer's focus.
All right. That is what I like to hear. It's engineering. It's not science because I'm I'm hacking, right? I'm not fixing.
You are hacking. Well, yes, you are hacking. This is still reason engineering.
Okay. Well, if somebody wants to assist me, I do have the computers. I do have the computers focus. I sadly cannot use collaboration because I can only do that on science roles.
I have an improvisation focus. Can I use that?
I'm going to say no, just because you're not doing anything special to it.
We're not jury rigging the computer. We're hacking it.
Exactly.
Everything I touch gets jerry rigged. So it was reason engineering?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Good.
Not bad thoughts.
All right. I am going to spend a point of momentum to get an extra die. I automatically get an extra die because I'm working on a computers and I have computer expertise.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I got 2 added onto this.
Okay. So that's 6 total. So you're gonna beat the target number by 4. So you could fill the momentum track back up and gain a complication.
I actually get 1 more and a second
get
complication because of untapped potential.
Okay. Cool. So good news, you fill the momentum track out. Great. So give me your challenge roll. So that's going to be 6 dice for you. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 0. Never mind. The challenge dice always mess me up. I don't.
Okay, so it's just the one complication.
Yeah, it's just the one complication, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do 3 work, right?
Yep. I don't have any other specialness going on.
You could spend 1 momentum to reroll the 3 zeros if you want.
Oh, I could do that. I'll probably do that.
Okay, and you could also spend 2 momentum to nullify that one complication.
That would give us 3 momentum left. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I am good at computers. All right, so
Okay.
we got
so
one
that's gonna
more.
be
We got
one
one more work. We got 4 work done.
Got it. So unfortunately, there were no breakthroughs, but you have cut the work track down by 1/3. Now, what is Master Chief Jensar doing at this point?
I'm gonna do what I was sent here to do, which is basically I'm gonna fake repairing stuff and just makes it look like I'm useful, but really I want to see if I could tune into the Romulans' thoughts and see really what they may be actually worried about or what they're really thinking about while they're looking at us.
Okay, cool. So this is this is one of the first times I've had to deal with your telepathy. So let me just pull you up. You can read the surface level thoughts, most living things nearby. It require effort and a task to pick out the momentum, to pick out the emotions or thoughts of a specific individual, or to search a creature's mind for specific thoughts. Unwilling targets may resist with an opposed task, which they will. So, glad I added these guys. Whoops. So this is going to be control command, I think, to sort of suppress their thoughts. And for you, I think it'll be insight command or insight security to try to figure out what they are thinking about. I shall do control plus security for them.
Okay, and I'll buy another die just to be safe.
Okie doke. Let me just get rid of that.
With momentum or threat?
I'm sorry. With momentum, we had 3
Okay.
left over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and now you have 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Security.
They have no
anything I can go with
focuses.
this? Nah.
I'm gonna if you're buying a die, I will too, because I've got threat to burn.
Sure.
Cool. So I roll. I beat you. So yeah, unfortunately, this time around, you try to pick the thoughts of a Romulan out from the noise around you in the computer core, and instead, what you get is the stress and the terror of having been under attack by them from the crew people around you, and the feeling of, I could end today a Romulan prisoner.
Also,
Not
good to know that I'm surrounded by cowards.
Well, I mean,
No, they're a science fest. They weren't expecting this at all.
yeah, that nobody expects the Romulan Inquisition.
Yeah, except when you're on some weird mission out in the neutral zone. That's not strange at all.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, who wants to take the next roll?
I can do it. We want to get the repairs side done.
Cool. Great. So, Lieutenant Shee, what are you attempting to repair at this point? You have quite a great many options.
Well, in order for me to answer the question, I kind of need to wrap my arms around, like, I was going to ask you what systems are not working, but that would take too long. So why don't you just tell me what systems are working, and I'll go from there.
Life support.
Besides life support, that was mentioned already.
Right. basically, I can give you a few options for you that aren't being handled right now.
Okay.
The warp core is down. Like the
Okay.
warp core is non-functioning.
Okay.
And with the warp core, you can either bring the safety systems back online, which would help them go to warp without potentially a breach, or bringing the warp core itself back online. There's also some hull plating that needs work. That will require a spacewalk, though.
Let's. I was expecting that, especially given the picture.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go for getting the warp core back online.
Okay.
My thinking doing that is that it's the most critical system to get working, even at the risk of a warp core breach, because if we need to get out of here, the only thing that's going to save us is speed. There's no, like, I'm not even going to bother worrying about the deflector shields because this thing's going to rip through the deflectors anyway. So
Okay. So I will say that this actually is one of those. This is one of those situations. Are you just going to try to go in and take care of it? Because I will let you know that if you attempt to repair the warp core without putting the safety shields or the safety systems back online first, you can do it. But the complication range for this task goes up by 3.
it's up by 3.
3. So that would be 17 up.
Yeah.
Is bad.
All right. I guess I got to do the safety bit then. I didn't realize it was going to push the threat range that high.
Yeah. Now, like, you could do it. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but that's the downside.
No, I mean, if we were getting fired on right now, then yes, I would opt to do that. But I can't really rationalize taking that level of risk at this particular moment.
Right.
So I'll
Okay.
recalibrate my expectations and get the safety shields up.
Okay, so this will bring us to 1 hour on the ship. This is another extended task, which you are great at. It's not that difficult. The magnitude is going to be 2. The difficulty is 2. The work track is only 8. There is 0 resistance, and it's an insight plus engineering test with a warp core with a warp systems focus.
Okay. I'll be burning 1 momentum for an extra die. I have 2 focuses that are probably applicable: emergency repairs and warp core mechanics.
Okay.
So pick your poison on that.
I think that warp core mechanics works in this one.
Okay. And I will roll. I'll re-roll that. I'll re-roll that 0.
Okay. Because of the cautious.
Right.
Okay. You still nail it. So that means give me 7 dice. Nice. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So guess what? You just burn through this fucking thing. That's done. So it takes you a half an hour. Now, interestingly, I did not spend any threat to put you under Romulan surveillance, so I'm not going to tap that back. So yeah, you are working without Romulans breathing down your neck. But that task is done.
It's possible the Romulans wouldn't even know what the hell I was doing because they don't use warp drives; they use singularity drives.
Exactly. They're like, he looks like he's busy. I don't know.
Is that antimatter? Why would the Federation mess with that stuff?
Yes, it is
much,
the real
much more sane to keep a pocket black hole.
Yes, it is the real Mac versus PC discussion in the Star Trek universe, or petrol versus diesel. Anyway, so Lieutenant Shee, great job. The engineering staff, it's your engineering staff that is assisting you, along with what engineering staff remains. And yeah, if you can imagine that scene from Star Trek 2 where the engineering staff is fled after being attacked by the Reliant.
Right.
It's kind of like that. The people that you are dealing with are in shock because almost all of their compatriots are dead. And most of the people that are with you helping in engineering are just scientists. Because you are in the place that got hit the hardest.
Right.
But that being said, you are able to make quick work of the safety systems that now will allow you to bring power back to the warp core. Okay, who would like to make the next roll?
I think we just have Doc, right?
I think so.
All right.
Cool. So, Dr. Phlox, you have made your way down to level 6 and the med bay. You can see that there are wounded pouring in. And in fact, as you make your way across from the turbo lift to the med bay, you see there's a person trapped underneath a fallen bulkhead that had collapsed once the ship took fire. You see this person there. They are human. They're barely breathing. Nobody has had the time to come save them. So what do you do?
I'll step in and try and do what I can to free them from under the bulkhead.
Okay, so this is the first time that we've ever had to do just a straight up strength check, like a D&D strength check. So for you, this will be fitness plus security.
Oh God.
I would have actually, you tell me how you're going to try to free them. It's definitely going to be fitness, but the discipline will depend on how you flavor this.
How is the bulkhead on top of them? Are they is it something that's folded over? Is it something that's loose but just very heavy on its own?
I'm gonna say that it is. It's something that is folded over. This person is unconscious, so freeing them is going to be a matter of freeing their body to a point where you can hoist them out.
Okay. So I can try doing this one of two ways. I'm assuming it's folded into the side, where we currently are, and I can create some sort of lever to pry it up just enough so that I can pull them out. Or if there was a way to get on the other side and pull it back into its, what I guess would be in, its upright position, from there, making some sort of, maybe not a makeshift pulley, but something to leverage it the other way again to pull it off the down crewman here.
Yeah, making a makeshift lever definitely works because you have to pull it up and keep it there while you free this person from underneath. So I will allow fitness and science.
Okay.
No focuses though, unfortunately.
Okay. What is what's my difficulty in?
Set the difficulty to 1. I am going to spend a point of threat to raise the complication range up by 1. So basically saying that if you screw this up, it's going to be really bad for this guy.
Okay. Perfect.
Nice. Boom. So yeah, you're able to like free this bulkhead or move this bulkhead just enough that you're able to hoist this person's limp body out from underneath it, and firemen's carry them all the way into medbay. Now, in medbay, there are 6 medical staff that are running around trying to treat patients, all of them with various surface degree injuries. You can see there's some head traumas, there's broken limbs, there's second degree burns from exploding conduits. Yeah, it's bad. And all of the staff are running around like not sure of what the next move is, but just running on instinct. You also see that the emergency lights are on in the med bay, and there's a dull, very dull glow from the computers, showing that the computers are not helping. So any and all surgery that's being done here is being done freehand.
Okay.
So when you walk in, holding this person, you see standing in the middle with his Starfleet blue and a lab coat over him is a middle-aged male Vulcan, and he's running around, not panicking, but you can tell there's an intensity to this man in his situation. When he turns and he sees you, he's like, "I'm sorry? Who are you?"
I'm Dr. Phlox from the Griffin, and I'm here to heal your wounded.
Well, that's the best thing that I've heard all day. Set him down. And when you lay this person down onto, like, there's not even any open med bays, so or open beds. So beds are having to be fashioned out of blankets and whatever they can use to sort of keep people comfortable. So you lay this person down onto a blanket that has been set up, and the doctor comes over and says, "Thanks for your assistance, Doctor. It is much needed in this time. I am Lieutenant Commander Guttrell of the USS Nightingale, for now at least."
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lieutenant Commander, but we have more pressing issues than exchanging pleasantries, unfortunately.
Agreed. Pass me that hypo spray. And he goes and he starts to make he starts to treat this person's injury. It looks like he's suffered serious chest trauma when they were crushed by this falling bulkhead. And once that person is medicated, brought back from the worst of it at least, we have to wait until we get some more power up here before we can start doing any real aid. The best we can do now is just keep people comfortable and keep them away from death. He'll say things like, "You didn't see anybody else around, did you? We're so understaffed we can't send crew out to go find wounded that might be stuck like this person."
No, he was the only one I came across, and I rescued him as quickly as I could.
Good. I mean, he's one of the lucky ones. We were able to do something for him. The rest have been piled up in the cargo bay. The ones that we can't do anything for.
Are there any Romulans down here in Medbay?
No.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so is there anything that you would like to do while you are in Medbay?
Do whatever I can to assist them while their computers are down. Because I have what is it, emergency medicine, or no, I have what is it, field medicine. So I don't experience the complication increases for not having the proper thing. So the Vulcan can focus on getting the computers for Medbay back online while I handle whatever surgeries.
Awesome. So I'll let you make a roll for that. This would be control medicine. Your field medicine focus will apply. I'll set the I'll set the difficulty here to set the difficulty to 3. But you won't suffer any of the complication increases for not having the right tools. Actually, I'll drop the difficulty down to 2. Because you have some of the tools, but you don't have computer-aided assistance, you don't have the EMH, any of those. You're relying purely on your own skill.
Okay. And does my focus of emergency medicine or surgery come into play here?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say the complication range was?
I'm keeping it at 1 because normally the complication range would be bumped up to 3, but since you're doing field medicine, you don't suffer from that complication increase.
Okay, and you said the difficulty was 3 as well?
I dropped it down to 2.
Okay. And I will I'll buy 2 dice.
Okay. So we'll give you the 1 momentum, and I'll take 2 threat. Wow. Okay, so you're going to get 5 momentum back. Great. So yeah, you're able to just go to work and do what it is that you do best. Is there anything you'd like to do with all that extra momentum that you've generated?
I wanna talk to the doctor and get his thoughts on what happened here, and that I feel like this wasn't initially Romulans and was maybe made to look like Romulans.
Okay. From his perspective, yeah, the red alert hadn't even gone out before the first hit happened. And from what he knows, Commander Lewis was sitting in the center chair when that happened. And yeah, he doesn't know exactly what went on. He's only heard what has been going around about Romulans, that Romulans are on the ship now. So there's that little chestnut. All he knows is that he had to his focus has been on saving lives because, yeah, it's a crew of 80 and half of them are dead or injured. and he also knows that the captain is one of the dead, set up in the makeshift morgue right now. He had to like sign off on the captain's death certificate himself.
Okay.
Cool. So that's what you know, base. If you want to spend any additional momentum, you can.
Yeah, let's spend another momentum. Take a
Okay.
Talk to anybody else down here, take a look around, see if we find anything that's out of place. See if something can indicate what's actually going on here.
Sorry about that. Apparently there's housework going on right outside my door.
It's a great time to be doing it.
Right. Yeah. Either that or I'm in a wind tunnel. So yeah. This department that you are in, what you're able to find out is, yeah, this took everybody by surprise. Most of the people that have been brought in here, like I said, have been brought in for blunt force trauma, burns from exploding conduits, and those sorts of injuries that need assistance but are not bad. Those that have died, most of them died from asphyxiation due to exposure to the vacuum of space. So you can tell that, yeah, there was a huge hit that ripped a big ass hole right in the fuselage of this ship. And almost all of the fatalities were in engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to be sure, because I want to make sure that you're getting what you want out of this, you're trying to use your medicine to sort of piece together or say, like, is there something else at play here?
Yeah.
Okay. So trying to be like, okay, is this something that like maybe was there like a bomb planted here or something else happened and the Romulans are being blamed for it?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. Medically, from what you can tell from the, like, I will tell you this. From what you can tell by the people getting treated, everything seems to line up. That the ship suffered a devastating attack, and everybody who's in sickbay right now was injured in that attack, and everything appears to line up with the ship took heavy fire. That's what you're able to find out there. If you wanted to check out the bodies and see if that lines up as well with the official record, you could do that too.
Yeah, while we're here, let's check the bodies.
Cool. So yeah, you're going to make a trip down to the morgue, or the makeshift morgue, basically. And you can see row upon row upon row of corpses laid out with blankets over them, being given as much dignity as they possibly can in this situation. But unfortunately, it's the best that they can do to just stack the bodies, and they'll tag them and they'll deal with it later, unfortunately. This space is not well populated by the living. everybody who's on the ship is doing other things. They're trying to keep the ship from breaking apart. So you're basically by yourself.
Okay, let's start going through death certificates.
Cool. Yeah, when you look through them, most of them show that the death is caused by asphyxiation. There's also, you can also tell blunt force trauma from falling wreckage. Everything seems to line up. If you want to dig deeper into any of these, I'm assuming you have your medical tricorder with you. It'll take a few minutes to sort of scan a body and do a tricorder autopsy. You find that the captain, the captain's cause of death is listed as blunt force trauma.
Yeah, let's scan the captain first.
Okay. Cool. So when you look, you can clearly see there is a head wound involved to Captain Blake. You have quite a bit of momentum here, and there's also nobody really stopping you. So if you'd like, make me a insight medicine check or a reason medicine check with a difficulty of 0.
All right, I'll do reason medicine. Mm-hmm. Holy smokes.
Okay, so you still succeed. Here's how we're going to handle this. So what happens is you find that there's blunt force trauma to the captain's head that seems to be in line with falling debris. However, when you do the medical tricorder scan, blunt force trauma is not the cause of death. The cause of death here is by asphyxiation. And the cause is not by exposure to the vacuum of space. You can see that there are marks on the captain's neck that are persistent with strangulation. There are also several superfluous wounds that are consistent with close quarters combat.
Is the tricorder scan accurate enough to tell me what species the hands belong to based on like fingerprints, hand size, things like that?
Residual DNA.
Humanoid. Let's do this. I would allow you to try to make another reason medicine roll. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to set the difficulty here to 4.
Oh boy.
I hope you have that forensic science focus.
Yeah.
Forensic anthropology focus.
I mean, this is... I will allow xenobiology on this because xenobiology is broken.
Okay. I guess I'm going to have to... Yeah,
Also values, if you want it bad enough.
True.
Yeah, and take maybe 3 momentum for 2 additional dice.
I might have to. Yeah, I might have to go with all 3 additional dice.
So burn it all.
Because one of my values is the desire to know more.
Oh yeah.
You could leverage that.
Okay.
Okay, so you can pop that. So you can pop your determination to give you the die that's rolled the auto crit.
Okay.
Then if you want, you spend 3 momentum to roll 4 extra dice, or to roll 4 dice total.
Okay, yeah, then let's do that. So I already have 2 out of the 4 successes.
Correct.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Cool.
So adding
7.
adding 2 to that, you're gonna get 3 momentum back.
So we're right back to where I was with momentum.
Right. That's how this game works. You can tell that it's subtle. It's really subtle. But you can find small skin flakes like buried deep into the crevices of the captain's skin around where the marks around her neck are. And when the tricorder picks it up and pulls back DNA, unquestionably, it's Romulan DNA. And it's at that moment that a troop of Romulan guards enter into the room with their rifles at the ready position. Moving away, who would like the next roll?
I mean, I guess Strohm is the next one. If we've all gone once, so Strohm would get to go again.
We can take this in whatever order, like whatever you
Yeah,
think
I think
the most important.
Yeah, I think working on the engine or something like that, or on the computers, is probably the more important thing.
Why don't I go next? Because if I can bang this task out fast enough, I might be able to assist Tahana with the computer core.
Cool.
Yeah, do that.
All right. So back at the warp core, this is going to be a control plus engineering task, or a control plus engineering extended task.
Okay.
Warp systems focus will apply. The magnitude is 2. The difficulty is 1. The resistance is 0, but the work is 14.
Okay.
And I think this will take us up to the second hour of all of your work.
All right. So I'm gonna spend 3 momentum for 2 additional dice.
Got it.
And control engineering, you say?
Yep. Nice. So you kill that, and you refill the momentum track up entirely. So that means, yeah, you're going to be rolling 7 dice.
Just curious, is there a mechanic that you can use the momentum to purchase additional challenge dice?
Let me find out. That's a great question.
I know there is for actual combat and actual damage.
Yeah, because
it's one for one. One point of momentum for 1 point of damage. Additional dice you usually not don't get by momentum.
Okay.
Let me.
All right, let's. That's fine. I can just do the 7 dice, Chris. I don't want to slow things down.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll that and we'll see what happens.
But the reroll for 1 momentum, that's always
Yes.
an option.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be doing that because
okay.
that's kind of a lousy roll.
Yeah. So you can buy additional work with extra momentum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can also re-roll challenge dice and also ignore resistance, which you don't need.
For the reroll, do you reroll all the dice or just the zeros?
Re-roll any number.
Okay. So I could re-roll the 3 zeros, correct?
Yep. Yep, for 1 momentum.
All right, I filled it up, so let's take 1 out of there. I will re-roll the 3 zeros.
Okay. So you're already looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Seriously?
Oh.
That happens.
Yeah. A 1 out of 3 shot. Okay, so you're going to do 6 work, which is awesome. So that's going to drop the work track down to 8. You're going to get 1 breakthrough, so the magnitude goes down to 1. The difficulty goes down to 0. Once you've hit the first breakthrough, you're able to restore partial power to the warp core and to the ship itself. By this point, you're able to get the impulse drive going, so the ship could move on impulse power if it had to. And you can also start the process of bringing the shields back online.
Okay.
You can also see power has been restored to internal systems. Internal scanners and the replicators, should you need them. And you're also getting reports that the crews that are also working have fixed the exterior plating. So yeah, the structural integrity for the ship has quite improved.
Okay.
So that's the second hour down.
So did the bridge systems get back power? Is it possible to send some messages, text messages or other information, maybe down to engineering or the computer core?
If you spend 2 momentum, I will allow you to have that advantage.
I would like to do that because I want to inform everyone else of what I found and what's going on. So we might actually do that without speaking loud, that our Romulan guests don't get that much information.
Okay. So I'll say that will negate the "they are keeping an eye on you" task, or that will negate the "they are keeping an eye on you" complication. I might still make you roll for it because there is still a chance they could read over your shoulder and catch you. Also, you specifically said that all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
So you are still under a bit of scrutiny. So if you want to send this, I'm going to say this is going to be control plus security, and this doesn't advance time at all. It'll be control plus security. The difficulty is going to be 1, and I'll keep the complication range at 1 as. You know what? No, I'm going to spend 1 point of threat to bump the complication range up to 2. Because there's a chance, like a 10% chance, that somebody's going to look over your shoulder and spot you.
All right. Would any of my focus apply? Maybe reconnaissance or so? I know they are looking at me.
Yeah, this is like keeping your cool. That's what we're hoping for. So athletics, reconnaissance, survival, diplomacy. I'll allow reconnaissance on this. It's a stretch, but I will allow it.
All right. So and we have 3 momentum left, so I take one for another die.
You take it.
And then let's roll it.
Okay.
Well, success, but double complication.
Okay. So, what did I set the complication range to? 1?
Yeah, plus 1. So I have a double complication range, 1 and 2.
Okay, so you're going to get the 1 momentum back. So here's the problem. You could buy one of those complications off of me. But basically, you're going to get... tell me what it is you wanted to send. What information you wanted to send out.
Yeah, I wanted to send to everyone who actually might receive that the information that the engineering hit was scored on the other ship, and of course that's what I found out regarding the analysis of the attack, and that's a thing I couldn't actually tell the others in the open. So that would be my information I wanted to get them.
So you're telling them that the attack happened and the details are fishy.
Yeah, and of course that the Romulan ship got hit, and their warp drive is apparently damaged.
Okay. So the complications are thus. One, you're found out. You are caught sending this message. Now, they can't do a whole lot to you, but they do see that you are saying things are fishy. And what they do is in a tongue that, well, I mean, the universal translator will attempt to pick this up, but they're sending a message back to their ship of what they caught you doing. So I think, and oh wow, how much of a bastard do I want to be here? Because
go ahead.
So
go ahead, it's a double complication. That should be bad.
You did succeed. So I don't want to take that away from you. You did get that message out, and you were able to communicate what you wanted to do. So yeah, I think that or here's what happens. So yeah, they catch you. B, they get that they send a signal back to their ship that they've caught you. Like passing around messages like a bad school student. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to deactivate that terminal you are at.
May I suggest other complication?
Sure.
They could actually grab me and transport me to their ship for interrogation.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that. That's juicy. So yeah, you are captured, or you are grabbed, and 2 out of the 3 beam you over onto their ship. So that's where we're going to leave you. You find that when the blue glow takes over, or when the blue glow recedes, you are standing on a glowing green platform surrounded by this gnarly Romulan technology, and there are 5 soldiers there with disruptor weapons pointed right at you. So
don't make any false move.
Pull the old Daffy Duck. All right, you're all under arrest.
So with that in mind, Tahana, I think you're the only one who hasn't gone for the second round other than Dr. Phlox. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to continue. I get this message that something's hinky. I knew that already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue trying to repair this, quote-unquote, repair this central computer, so I can get access to the ship's sensor logs. I mean, so that the ship can go to Romulus like these nice Romulan people have asked.
Got it. Cool. So, it's going to be the same roll. It's reasonable engineering. Computer focus will apply. Difficulty is 2.
Right. You helping me out, Thoss?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was reason and engineering again?
Reason,
yep.
Yes, reason engineering with a computer's focus.
I hang my head in shame.
Womp womp.
All right. I'm going to do my whole thing. I'll buy with momentum. I'll buy a die, I get a free one for computer expertise.
Okay.
I get 3.
Nice.
And since I bought a die, I get 4.
Okay, so that's,
the untapped potential.
so that's going to be 2 momentum coming back at you. Okay, so you're up to 4.
Mhm.
Great. So the work track is going to be 6 dice. Wow. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 additional works. That brings you up to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you were at. Oh no, that brings you up to 11. Okay. So
I can't spend the effects die because I don't have any talents that give me
you
stuff like
can't.
that.
What you could do is because you only need 1 more work to fill the work track out.
Yeah, I think I'll just straight up buy a work with momentum.
Bingo. Okay. So that's 2 breakthroughs. So the work track is filled out. The difficulty is going to drop down to 0. The magnitude's down to 1. So what you find, Tahana, is you are trying to burn through these through all these different protocols, and you found that the system was locked out by Captain Laura Blake. This is a high-level security clearance is needed to initiate what you find out is the Romulan protocol. It is fairly standard operating procedure when encountering Romulans that basically everything gets locked down. The computer system is put behind a firewall inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Obviously not, because I hacked into it with the help of a con officer.
Don't sell yourself short, man. Yeah. So what has happened is all of the ship's internal data, anything not required to keep the ship functioning, has been very heavily encrypted. And what you've been able to do now is you've gotten basically root access. Now, the data is not unlocked, but you've gotten to a point where you can see file headings.
Mm-hmm.
So you are very close, but yeah, the computer system is basically open enough to the point where if somebody wanted to get in and like see systems level stuff, they absolutely could. So the last role that we're going to be doing is going to be Jensar. You've got you are here. You've seen. I'm assuming you've seen that message come in that something's not quite right with, or something.
Also, he's been reading my mind because he's been waiting for the go signal from me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a bad liar.
Periodically checking my head. Nope, not ready yet. Still working.
Cool. So, Jensar, what would you like to do?
Really, at this point, I mean, if we see something shady, I'm probably gonna try the same thing again of seeing what these Vulcans are up to, and probably getting ready for something to happen.
Okay.
If we're discovering all this stuff, yeah.
Cool. So we'll do the same thing. I will attempt to resist your mind read. Control plus security. I will buy another die because I can.
I will also buy a die because I'm going to need it. It's
okay, so we tie. Right. So both characters succeed. Yeah. In the case of a tie, the active character wins. So that would be you. So, yeah, you're able to get in and see beyond sort of the surface level thoughts of these guards that are looking over you. And Jensar, what you're able to sort of pick up is they're really watching what Tahana's doing. They're keeping a very close eye on Lieutenant Tahana, as if they're very, very, very interested in the status of the computers.
Okay.
So I think what's going on is they needed to wait for us to show up to crack the code because
Yeah,
they couldn't do it themselves.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
to fix
yeah.
our own stuff so they can get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I need to distract them somehow. So I guess like all right, hey, I got to get in and access this EPS conduit to reroute the pattern to the console clearly. So I will remove the access panel, and that's just going to accidentally fall on one of their feet. Just because I need to distract them somehow.
Okay. So you have enough momentum. So if you wanted, you could spend the 2 momentum and create an advantage that you've caught them off guard.
Okay.
Now, I will say we are going to be ending right after this. And think about how we are ending this. We have the doctor is currently surrounded by 3 Romulans. Unbeknownst to you, but your commander is currently in Romulan hands. And this is the last shot. So you are the final cliffhanger. So how would you like to end this episode?
Oh boy.
Knowing you've got to make a big distraction.
A big distraction is usually slugging someone in the jaw.
Do it.
So yeah. So I mean, Jensar is known for wearing his long sleeve shirt and his gloves. He's just gonna haul back and clock this Romulan right in the jaw with a nice metallic clang.
Yeah, use that mean right hook. Cool. So
We'll see what happens.
yeah. So you're like, okay, I guess it's on, and you draw your sleeve down, showing the big metal bad news, and just bam, slug this guy right across the jaw, and we end like on a freeze frame with you just right hooking this Romulan as the other 2 that are there are wide-eyed in surprise as Tahana is putting 2 and 2 together, realizing that, or actually no, like you just realize that, oh, this was locked down for some strange reason. And that is where we are going to end this episode.